Hello and welcome to the webinar. My name is Alexey and today I will be talking about some features of FastReport.net 2019.4. The release was in September, however it's worth discussing what was brought by the new release. There are two major features which I will show you in detail: updated polygon and polyline objects and then the new JSON connector. And also, time format minutes/seconds is now in the default formats list. You can repeat a band several times with the new property, repeat band n times. There are improvements in the query builder. When you change the data source's name, it will be automatically changed in the text object text, picture object data column, data band filter, and data band sort. You can now subscribe to the preview control on print and preview control on export events, which are called when the corresponding buttons are clicked in the custom preview. It's possible now to split pages with data in different sheets when exporting to Excel 2007. And as always, we fixed a bunch of bugs. The full list of changes can be found on our website. And now let's proceed to the major features. FastReport 2019.4 features improved polygon and polyline objects. Polyline is a line with many points, and the polygon is a shape with a number of edges. Here you can see some examples of how these objects might look. They can be of different shapes, and different fill settings can be set for the polygon. The big change is the editor for those objects. Their controls are now in the toolbar. So let's examine what we can do with polygons and polylines. You can move and scale the whole object, add points to it. The points are added next to the selected point. And you can see how the object will look after adding a new point. And here is the new addition, Bezier curves. You can select a point and then add a curve control point with this button. You can add up to 2 to a single line at both sides. This button allows you to move the points you've already added, including the curve control points. Finally, with this button you can delete any point you want. And now I will show you how you can draw a cat using the new curves in Polygon and Polyline. Firstly, I will load a reference image and make a simple polygon. Next, I will place the points more precisely. By default, all the points and objects are snapped to a grid, but you can place them freely while you are holding the Alt key. Next, I will add the curvature to the lines, so this polygon looks like the cat's body. And now I will make the lines more thick and set up the fill. Next, face and whiskers. I will disable the fill for a moment so I can see the whiskers in the reference. This polygon won't have any curves, but whiskers are slightly curved. And I will adjust them a little after the basic lines are added. The eyes will be simple circles. I still need the fill to be disabled because I'm not done with the whiskers. And now I can enable the fill for the face. And adjust it too, a little bit. The final part is the tail. It will be a long polyline. I'll add several points and make it as round as I can. And now the cat is complete. So, you've seen what features our polygon and polyline objects have at the moment. By the way, after the update, they are exported as vector images in PDF export. We are always improving FastReport to suit our customers' needs. So please tell us in the chat or in the comments, how often do you use those objects in your reports and what improvements would you like to see in them? FastReport 2019.4 has a built-in JSON connector, so you don't have to compile anything to get it to work. I will show you its functions, and then I'll make a report using it. For example, let's look at this JSON file. First of all, add a JSON data source and paste the JSON in here. You can enter a URL or input the data manually. You can format it with this button. The JSON schema is used to build a tree in the designer's data section. And it will be generated when you press test connection or OK. I want to look at it before proceeding, so here it is. And you can format and edit it if you need to. So as you can see, the tree matches the schema. FastReport works with data tables, but JSON has a tree-like structure. So every array and object in JSON is processed as a table with 3 fields: element index, item, and the link to the array. You can see how that JSON was converted into this structure. The root element is called JSON, it's the default name for it. If the root element is an object, it will be wrapped in an array. Then there is our array and item, which contains a link to the JSON object. The data band can be connected to any array in JSON. So let's make a report. Add a JSON data source. This link leads to a public REST API with sample data that is meant for testing. So, data items contains the info we need. Let's select the fields that we want to be displayed: ID, email, first name and last name, and drag them to the data band, which automatically creates the objects to display those fields and connects the band to the data. You can refer to an element in three ways. JSON item value is the recommended one. The element is accessed like a FastReport element. JSON item is JSON base value. You access the object's link and get the value by its key. JSON array is JSON base, JSON index as JSON base value. Access the link to the array and get the value manually. We don't recommend to use this method. It's longer, harder to read, and may result in an exception if the value is null. Here is the report without any edits. I will tweak it a little bit so the email is fully displayed. Just like this. And now the avatar field. This field stores a link to the image, so by default the engine will create a text object to display it. Instead of that, I want to place a picture object. And configure it to the data column. And it will display the image by the link. Next, I will show you an example of processing the data from JSON. So the basic idea here is to display an image and a palette of its colors, and the data is received in JSON format. This JSON has an image encoded in base64 stored in it, as well as an array of color codes for each image, in hexadecimal. And it has two entries, but it's not a problem to process more of them. The data band is connected to the root element of our JSON, so on its own it will display the two entries we have. Firstly, we need a picture object to display an image. It is connected to a calculated field, which receives the image in base64 and converts it into a byte array, so it can be displayed. This is done with this system function. As we can see here, its argument is the image field. This field will be calculated for every entry in the table. Next, we have a child band, which is connected to the set of colors. We show the color's name and code. And also there's a shape object on the band, which is used to display the color itself. In the script, we take a hex code and convert it into a usable color. And the shape object is getting its border and fill colors set to this one. This is done every time before a data band is printed. And here is the report itself. We have an image and its palette. If there is more JSON data in this format, we can easily change the connection string. And this report template will process the new data with no edits needed. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat or in the comments. All of them will be answered and saved, and you will see them in the follow-up article on our website, fast-report.com. So it looks like we had no questions this time. Anyway, make sure to make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss our future tutorials and webinars. Thank you all for watching. We will wait a couple more minutes for any questions.